We, the other day, what was it, Tuesday, I was speaking on the discipline of eating. And it's from Guru Maya's book, The Yoga of Discipline. And it's interesting to think of the word discipline, right? That brings up a lot of stuff for many of us, I'm sure, especially the rebels in the group. The discipline kind of seems like something you don't want to do. But I was with my teacher, Robin Roseman, the other day. We started my 3rd year of apprenticing and in green medicine. And she said, what if that we weren't here to fix ourselves or anyone else? We were here to just engage. And so instead of maybe using the word discipline of eating or discipline of speaking or discipline of listening, which is all the topics that she covers in this book, the engagement of eating, the engagement of listening, the engagement of speaking. And the idea of having a discipline or having the consciousness around, listening is what we do to find out who we truly are. Because under all of the labels, under all of the names that we've given to ourselves is the Supreme Consciousness. Under everything that we have described ourselves to be, right, and then we play that role out. But underlying all of that, that's why it's in the great sacred text, it's neti neti. Are you this? No, I'm not this. Are you this? No, I'm not this. And it just brings it down to that very place where that you're none of those labels, yet you're supreme. You know, your consciousness, your pure consciousness, be beyond or under all of those names that you've given to yourself. And there's nothing wrong with those names. Those names are extraordinary. It's what we came into the world to do and all of that, great. But can you go into the silence? And so in Kabir, as many of you know the poet Kabir, he says, my heart is so intoxicated with love that I have no wish to speak. Your Lord dwells within you, so turn your gaze within. What will you find outside? Kabir says, listen, brother, I met the Lord in a tiny seed within me. My heart is so intoxicated with love that I have no wish to speak. I found a diamond. I wrapped it securely in my cloak. Why take the risk of opening it again and again? When I was being tested and weighed, I was still empty and worthless. Now I am full. Where is the need for weighing? I look like a person who has just drunk too much, but actually it was the wine of God's love that I drank without measure. Once a swan has flown to the heavenly lake beyond the mountains, why should it bother to drink from ditches and tiny pools? Your Lord dwells within you, so turn your gaze within. What will you find outside? Kabir says, listen, brother, I met the Lord in a tiny seed within me. So go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't yet. What if we're not here to fix ourselves or others, but to fully engage? And to engage in the art of eating, to think of food as Brahman, God, Goddess, and to listen deeply within ourselves, the tiny seed of knowledge that we are Brahman, we are God, we are Goddess. To settle there, and to breathe there, and listen there. So it's not just about not speaking, although speaking fasts are wonderful, but it's about deep listening. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. And we chant so that we can move from the sound to the silence. And then from the silence to the inner sound. We call it nadam, the inner nadam, the inner sound. Or chant the sound of Om 3 times. Deep breath in. There are 4 sounds to the sound of Om, Ah, U, and silence. May we engage fully in those 3 aspects of ourself: the beginning, the sustaining, and the destroying and letting go. And then we pause to feel even the letting go of a house that we've had for years. There's that moment to pause and feel. Releasing your hands, open your eyes. Good. Come on up to your hands and knees, please. And press back into child's pose. And breathe deeply here. And feel the back body as it's nice and full and round. And rise up to your hands and knees. And go ahead and do some hip circles here. Move your hips. And as this practice draws us into that silence, into that inner sound, go in the opposite direction. Guide by your breath. And then go ahead and press back downward facing dog. My work with Robin in the green medicine world really has taught me a lot about listening. I mean, who would have ever thought to listen to the trees, listen to the weeds, listen to the plants? They speak quite well, quite wise. But if you're busy thinking that it's just you as a human who can speak, we miss the magic, we miss the engagement. Walk your feet up to your hands, standing forward bend. You can bend your knees a little bit if you'd like here. And take your hands to your hips and press your hips down to the ground, feeling like the legs just really ground into the earth. And from that place, rise up. Inhale your arms to the sky, reach up. Interlace your palms and press your palms to the sky. Watch those front ribs, draw them back, draw your throat back, draw your thighs back. And then release and hold on to your left wrist and pull to the right side. Keep rooting down through those legs, connecting through those legs. Come all the way back up and change sides. Lengthen, draw, and listen. Draw, and listen, draw, and listen. So your ears feel like they're just getting so much wider. And come back to center and sit back into chair. And then clasp your hands behind your back and bow forward. Take your arms up and over any amount. Good. Drop your left hand to your outer right shin, right arm to the sky twist. Twist from the back of your heart. Keep pulling your rib cage up. And then take it to the other side. Beautiful. Release your hand down and step back to plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Keep the navel drawn in, rise up cobra. Be a little drunken cobra here, twisting to your right and twisting to your left. Seeing all sides of you, right? Last week we were talking about looking from all sides of your being. And then press back, downward facing dog. Take that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And then feel yourself lifting up to your left tippy toes. So you get that right leg nice and high, point the toes to the floor. And then keep that right leg as high as it is, but lower your left heel down to the mat. Good, looking forward, step your right foot forward. Keep your back heel lifted, inhale your arms to the sky, high lunge. Good, draw your outer armpits back. Draw your throat back. Good, keep sending that knee forward. Good, now bend your back knee just a little bit. Bend your back knee a little bit so it's lowering. Clasp your hands in front of you and press your palms forward. Palms forward at each other or at the knee. Yeah, now tuck your chin into your chest and round, keeping that back knee slightly bent. Good, from here, straighten the back leg and reach your arms back up to the sky. Inhale deeply. Exhale your hands down to the floor. Step your back foot in just a little bit and go straight on both legs. Let your right low belly lift a lot. Maybe blocks underneath your hands. Keep breathing in that space of silence, to that place that we know ourselves, who we are, who we truly are. Beyond all the chatter, beyond all the distractions. And then we can move back into the chatter and the distractions. That's fine. That's called life. But can you fully engage in who you are? Step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into the drunken cobra, so move side to side. And then press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back and up behind you. Lift up onto your right tippy toes. And then lower your right heel down to the floor, keeping your left leg as high as it is. Step your left foot forward. Come into high lunge. Lower your back knee slightly. Take your hands in front of you, clasp your hands and press your palms forward. Tuck your chin into your chest, curl your rib cage in so the front navel pulls back. And then reaching your arms up to the ceiling, straighten the back leg, get tall. Reach up, reach up. Maybe even this time clasp your hands together and let your pointer finger reach to the ceiling. One point of focus. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let your hands float to the floor. Step your back foot in just a little bit. Go straight up both legs. Breathe. I'm sure we've all been on that place, on that mountaintop, right? Where it just is breathtaking. Because you're not speaking, you're just engaging. Be in that awe, be in that beauty of yourself. Keep that left low belly lift a lot so you pull up so you can tack that left hip back. Gorgeous. Step back, downward facing dog. And forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. This time, keeping your hands at your middle ribs, press down through your toes, come all the way up to upward facing dog. I rarely let you do this, right? Right? Because we bypass the spine. But press those arms to straight, lift those knees off the floor. Good. Now start to lower the knees and bend the elbows and sink into your spine, cobra. Good. Tuck your toes, lift back up into plank, straight up, and downward facing dog. Gorgeous. So strong. Step your right foot forward. Open up to Virabhadrasana 2. Bend your back knee for a moment. Have that sense of just releasing, releasing, releasing. Good. And as you straighten the back leg, keep that sense of relaxed pelvis. Take your right arm to your right thigh, left arm over your ear, side angle. Draw your throat back. Beautiful, everybody. Inhale, rise back up, straighten that front leg, and reach for triangle pose. Feel yourself sweep the energy up from your legs, up into your hips, all the way into your navel. Imagine that your legs go all the way up to your navel. And then from there, shoot that energy back out through your legs and open your chest just a little bit more. Breathe. Open space. Touch down, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Take it through vinyasa of your choice or none at all. Nice. As you're ready, left foot steps forward, open up, Virabhadrasana 2. And bend that back knee, your right knee, just for a moment. Veronica and Sarah are doing a workshop, Unlocking the Pelvis. I highly recommend it. Release, release, release. And then as you straighten that leg, take your left forearm onto your left thigh, your right arm over your ear. Don't forget to keep your right hip moving back to the right. So even though this is a side angle to the front of your mat, push your right hip back. Open up space. Keep that navel drawn in. Throat back. And then inhale, come on up, straighten that front leg, and reach for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Pull up from the earth, and then give back. Receive and give. And touch down, downward facing dog. Could take through vinyasa if you'd like, and then meet yourself in child's pose. Sri Shankaracharya, he says, the plunging into the absolute, the ocean of Brahma is full of nectar, the joy of the self. The treasure I have found there cannot be described in words. It's inconceivable. My mind fell like a hailstone into the vast expanse of the ocean of Brahman. Touching one drop of it, I melted away and became one with Brahman. And now I abide in the joy of the self. It is through silence that you allow yourself to experience the deity of silence, the God of silence. Walk your upper body to the right side of your mat. And walk your upper body to the left side of your mat. In the same way that I have learned to ask plants what their medicine is for me, ask yourself, ask your body, what is it I need today? Completely engage in that. Come back, come onto your hands and knees, and then stretch your right leg behind you, left arm in front of you. And then reach back for your ankle if you'd like. Stay right where you are. Keep the rib cage lifted. Spread your toes and kick your foot into your hand to open up that shoulder. And then gently release and try the other side. Nice, everyone. We have a tendency to overarch here, so make sure you pull that rib cage in, soften that gaze. And again, as you release, you keep the navel drawn in. Draw both knees down to the floor, and then stretch your left arm out to the left, nice and high. And then weave it underneath your right, threading the needle. Go in, go in, go in. A vast, expansive place of knowing. And come on up, switch sides. There's that moment when you're listening in the body that it says, you can go a little further, or no, that's enough. What a wonderful relationship to have. Come on up, downward facing dog. I was speaking to a private student yesterday, and I was asking her if she had any Reiki training. And she said, oh yeah, I always send Reiki to this person that we were talking about. I go, no. How about sending it to you? We don't think of it like that, right? We always think, oh, how can I save the world? Step your right foot forward. Open up your Virabhadrasana 2 again. Like she had such a shocking look on her face when I said send it to yourself. Like that wasn't part of the deal. And she's not alone. Go ahead and straighten that front leg. Float back into triangle pose. Take a breath or two there. And then when your body says go, move right into half moon pose, right into Ardha Chandrasana. Gorgeous. As you come back, you're going to take it into second warrior and then a deeper side angle. So maybe take your right hand to the floor, maybe take it onto a block, maybe bind. Good. Left arm over your ear. Yeah, there it is. Nice, everybody. Nice, Jen, Kathy. Touch down, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Vinyasa of choice or none at all. Nice, Janet. Good. Left foot steps forward. Virabhadrasana 2. Take a moment and feel your wings. Feel yourself spread from the heart out to the periphery. It's called the pranas that we move through, that we feel in our bodies. Again, engaging the fullness of yourself. Straightening that front leg, coming into triangle pose. And then when your body tells you, fly forward into half moon, bending that front knee, left hand on the block or floor. Engage that back leg, flex that foot. Keep breathing. Breathing and listening. Step back, taking it into Vira 2. Maybe pausing there for just a moment. And then taking your left forearm onto your left thigh or left hand down to the floor, going a little deeper into your side angle. Nice, everybody. Keep that top arm straight and pull that arm in, draw in, and then extend out. So you really can feel yourself connect to the back of your heart. And then touch down, downward facing dog. Magnificent. Come forward to plank. Right hand holds you for Vashisthasana. Left leg stacks on top of right. Left arm to the sky. And switch sides. Left hand to the floor. Absolutely beautiful. Reach up. Open up. And then listen. Release down all the way to your belly. Turn your cheek to the side and rest. The words of great beings arise from the deep silence and are divinely inspired. They break the boundaries of past and present and future. They are eternally true. They apply to everyone's life, regardless of religion, nationality, class, or creed. According to Tulsidas, there's a kind of speech through which problems are solved. This kind of speech has a foundation in the truth. A person who speaks in this way has cultivated virtues like humility, patience, sensitivity, egolessness. Therefore, his words can turn even a whole mountain range of problems into dust. So we move from silence to sound and sound to silence. Bend your knees, reach back for your ankles, bow pose. Keep your navel drawn in. And when you're ready, lift up both halves of the body, knees up, shoulders up. And then release down and come up to Sphinx Pose onto your elbows, elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread through your toes so you connect through your feet. And just breathe. Again, that simple lift of that navel and those ribs. And then tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, your butt up, and breathe. Stay mindless, stay thoughtless. And come on down. Make a pillow with your hands and rest. Engage the silence. I tell this story all the time, but there was a training that I was doing that we were offered to do a silent fast at some point, and you had to make sure you told your family, so it wasn't like that you were being rude. And so I told my son, my daughter, my husband that I was going to do an afternoon of a silent fast. I would pick them up from school as I always did and such, but I wouldn't be speaking. I'd be listening but not speaking. And that was the one day, and my son is an incredible musician. That was the one day that I kind of tripped in the house. And any other time, he would have had his music blaring, which I think he did at that point, but somehow he heard me. Like, you all right? What's going on? Try in your silence to see what happens to other people that are around you. A kind silence, right? Silence can also hold that feeling of someone not speaking to us. Come on back up to Sphinx Pose. Turn your right forearm in front of you. Reach your left hand back for your left ankle. Thigh stretch. Yeah, same one. There you go. Heel towards your outer hip. Press your toes back into your hand. Lift up your chest. Pull your navel in. Remember, when you release this, you release slow as if you're still pulling it in. So it's almost like you're still in the pose when you release. And then change to the other side. Keep drawing those ribs up. Perfection of that core body. And as you gently release, press back into child's pose. All right, come on back up, downward facing dog. Walk or jump to squat. Month of March is our squatting fest. Squatting every day. Or any version of it that you can do. Standing forward bend. Let your hips come high, feet parallel each other. Good, now inhale your left leg to the sky, left leg up. Standing split. Make sure your left toes are turning to the floor. Go into the silence here. Watch what the mind does. Stay out of the drama. Stay in the breath. Beautiful. Lower down. See, even if you're silent on the outside, you can be very loud on the inside, right? Inhale your right leg up. So work to find that inner silence. Turn your toes to the floor. Lift your left low belly a lot. No thinking. Great, Jen. A moment that you're wondering if your camera turned off and you're still in standing split. Good. Bring your right leg up to meet your left. Standing forward bend. Hands on your hips. Push down through your legs. Rise up to stand. Close your eyes and just feel for a moment. Good. Draw your left knee into your chest. Let your left knee wrap on top of your right elbow on top of your left. Garudasana. Squeeze your shins together. Go low. Sit low. And then try to remain thoughtless. And you know I don't mean not nice. Without thought. And come on up. Release. And try the second side. And come on up. Beautiful. Really nice, everybody. All right, left knee into your chest again. Take your arms up to the sky. And then press it back to Virabhadrasana 3. Take your left leg back behind you. Keep the leg off the floor. Let your left hand float to the floor and your right arm float to the sky, twisting, half moon. Always welcome to reach back for that ankle if you'd like. Keep breathing. Good, now see if you can float back up to Virabhadrasana 3. Bring that knee forward again, hugging that knee into your chest. And releasing down. That's the trick, right? To stay in the silent mind when all that's happening. Second side, please. Hug your right knee into your chest. Keep the sit bones going wide. Reach the arms to the sky. Get long, get tall. And then stretch that leg back to Virabhadrasana 3. The warrior, the hero. Hero in the story is you. Right hand to the floor, left arm to the sky, twisting, half moon. Maybe reach back for that ankle if you'd like. And then start to bring yourself forward, not with an end result, not with fixing something, but engaging something as you reach back to Virabhadrasana 3, however that might look, drawing your knee back into your chest. Once your knee comes into your chest, plant your right foot on the floor, bend both knees and come into chair. Bring your hands to your heart center and prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks on the outside of the right knee. And you breathe into your spine. And come back into chair and then change sides. Come back to center and touch your hands to the floor. Beautiful. Open and close your mouth. Step back to plank pose. Open it back up into Vashisthasana. Right hand holds. You maybe take a variation by lifting the top leg or placing the top foot in tree. Again, the mind is quiet. Change sides. Shape shift. That's all you're doing. You're changing your shape. Second side. Gorgeous. Take it through a vinyasa and find yourself ending up in downward facing dog. And taking the right leg back and up behind you, sending your right knee forward for pigeon or coming to lie on your back, right ankle, left knee. Squeeze the knees toward each other, lift the spine long. Feel the stretch at the front of the spine, pull, and then come forward onto your forehead. And breathe. Saraswati is the goddess of speech. O goddess Saraswati, white as snow, as the moon, as the kunda flowers, clothed in white garments, holding a magnificent veena, seated on a white lotus, ever glorified with offerings from the gods of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Protect us, all forms of ignorance, all forms of mental lethargy. May my mind be radiant, clear. If you want to take a thigh stretch here, you can come one up and take your right hand back to hold your left ankle, or stay right where you are. Right hand, left ankle. Twisting thigh stretch. Yep. You got it. Beautiful. And gently release and switch sides. If you're on your back and wish to stay on your back, change ankle to knee. Otherwise, left leg back and up behind you. And sending your left knee forward for pigeon. Squeeze in, find that powerful drawing in first. And then extend out. some, they say that meditation is very difficult. It can be. Keep listening to the radiant one within you. And first comes up all kinds of other chatters. That's why when we're moving in asana, that place of being silent and movement, so sweet. If you want to take that twisting thigh stretch, you can walk your hands up. Left hand reaches back for right ankle. Squeeze in. Pull the knees toward each other. Pull the navel in and then open up that shoulder. Nice, Tracy. Beautiful, Ronnie. Nice, Nancy. And then release, downward facing dog. All right, let's do a little Hanuman. Right foot steps forward, left knee on the mat. Anjaneyasana first. Inhale the arms up to the sky. And as you feel ready, straighten that right leg. And start to reach forward. Either stand half Hanuman, where your left knee is underneath your left hip, your front leg is straight, or start to slide your legs forward. Blocks are often very nice underneath your hands here. That's it, Allison. Nice, Janet. Nice, Margie. Chrissy. Start to move forward. And this is right, the one pose that we do is a lot of deep listening. Engage yourself. Don't fix yourself. Good. Come on up and switch sides. Beautiful. And again, just send that leg just straight. Culmination of drawing in and extending out. Drawing in and extending out. Maybe even let yourself smile. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Walk or jump to squat. And then take a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Maybe sit up on a blanket if you need, or roll your mat a couple of times. Wiggle your butt back so you really feel those sit bones moving back and wide. And keeping your baby toe rooted to the floor, lean forward any amount, feet together. Baddha Konasana. Keep breathing deeply here. Creating more pockets of silence for you. And hold on to your big toes and reach your feet off the floor. Lean back. Stretch your legs out to a wide V if you can. Send your chest forward. Squeeze your legs together for boat pose. Reach your arms alongside the body of the legs. Excuse me. Keep the chest lifting. Replant the feet on the floor. Take your hands behind your back. Fingertips towards your butt. Lift your butt up. Reverse table. Lower your butt back down. Come up to your tippy toes here. Pull your chest forward. Navel in. Now lift just your right leg off the floor. Chest forward. Bring your right toes down, just tippy toes, left leg up. Lift your chin. Lower both feet, plant them, and lift your hips up one more time. Butt up. Lower your hips back down. Bring your legs back up into boat pose. And then slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Go slow. Some of you close to the wall, be careful. You come into that where you're just hovering those legs. And then as the legs reach down to the floor, hug your knees into your chest. Breathe. And plant your feet and come into bridge pose. Maybe you have a block and you'd like to do a nice restorative bridge by pushing the block underneath your sacrum. That's nice. Or come into bridge pose, making sure your feet are turned straight ahead, or even full wheel if you have it in you to do that. So any kind of a back bend here. Bridge with a block, full back bend. When you start to see yourself as the nature, and I do agree that I sound crazy a lot. I was confirming with my husband the other day that I do realize I sound crazy. But when you start to see yourself the way that trees see you or plants see you, it's through energy. It has nothing to do with anything else. That pure form of your energy. And so no one is trying to fix Mother Nature. She restores herself when she needs to. If you have a block underneath you, you want to turn it up a notch, maybe up to the next. And if you don't have a block and you need to come down and then go up again. Beautiful. And then come on down and hug your knees into your chest. I'd like to give you an opportunity to do an inversion here. So shoulder stand, legs up. Maybe just take your legs and your arms up. Maybe headstand, handstand. Or maybe just bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop wide, supine Baddha Konasana. Deep listening in that place upside down. Some of you have your legs up and your arms up. It's actually a Kriya that I'm going to be doing in meditation, in Kundalini today. And I'm not holding it for this long, but you can hold that position for 31 minutes. Holy moly moly. I'm not doing that. So those of you that like to come to Kundalini and now are afraid to come, we're not holding it for that long. There's such power in that. Legs lifting up, arms lifting up. Softening through the heart, softening through the mind. And even letting the eyes drop to the back of your head. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes here. If that seems unreasonable, come down when you need to. Last minute. And then as you feel ready, begin to release yourself from the inversion. If you came out of shoulder stand, maybe just roll your head from side to side or float up into fish pose by lifting your chest up, letting the crown of the head drop into the floor. If you're in headstand, maybe nice little child's pose. Fully engaged as we move in and out of the pose. If you're seated, stay there because we're going to meet you there. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest. And if you're in child's pose, rise up when you're ready. Take a seat, stretch your legs out in front of you. We'll just finish with forward bend, Shavasana. So bend your left knee, bring your left foot into your inner right thigh. Twist your torso to the right side. So you align with that right leg. And then fold forward over your right leg. And let your mind be there with your breath and stretch. Engaging in it, not fixing it. Not a right or a wrong or a good or a bad. Beautiful. Navel in, rise up. Go ahead and take that knee up and take that left foot over the right leg. So you're going to do a twist here. And twist to the left. Hug that knee in. Settle toward the front of your body instead of just dropping everything to that back hand. Remember, as we move those ribs, you want to really play a little bit with moving back into your right rib cage and then twisting a little. Back into your right rib cage, twisting a little bit. And then pull up through the crown of your head, lift up. Beautiful, everyone. Counter twist to the other side, twisting to your right. And then undo your leg and switch to the other side, Shasana. Bending your right knee, let your right knee fall out to the right. Fall over that left leg. Nice, Janet. Nice, Catherine. A deep bow. Those words that we use in our practice, like surrender. So much strength there. Not giving up, but fully engaging as you surrender in this moment. You see things so much more clearly. As you rise up, you'll lift your right knee and step it on the outside of your left leg, twisting to your right. Nice. Beautiful. Just play with how deep that twist can go. Keep breathing as you counter twist to the other direction, counter twist to your left. And then both legs come out in front of you. Both hands come behind you. Keep the legs straight. Lift your butt up. And lower your hips back down. Come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Maybe sit up on a blanket. Thumb and first finger come to touch. Close your eyes. Be with you. You can stay here. Come down to lie on your mat for Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. May we be reminded today of deeper listening, the power of listening, the power of silence, surrender of silence. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll to your right side, come on up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart center. Deep breath in. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you all so much, so much, so much. Have a beautiful day, everybody. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome.
Goodbye, everybody. Miss you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome.
So good, so good. Thank you.
Have a great day. You're welcome.
Thank
See
you,
everybody
Sheryl.
on Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Everybody on Sunday. Sarah, how's Dad doing? Good. I love him.
He's on the phone telling someone that I said it's about longer exhales.
God bless. Love you.
I
Bye, everybody.